Hello, is it 3 o'clock again? Welcome to Stepford, coming out the cold. Nice fire blazing, so come on in. Everybody there? Welcome again on a Sunday to the lovely Stepford on a chilly freezing day. And I'm so excited because the clocks went back last night, so the eternal darkness is upon us once more. Love the winter, love the months, because it's fabulous things to bake and cook during winter. Let's go through to the kitchen, come on.
Loads of people watching.
Oh, is there? Oh, lovely. God bless them. God love them. Okay, so I'll just get a pinny. Another one of my fabulous pinnies from Pearl. She does all of them for me. Well, anyway, so this week, winter, as everybody knows, is my absolute favourite time of year. And I love it when the clocks go back. Because it just gets more and more cold. Snow, frost and black mornings and cold dark nights. Love every bit of it. The candlewick bedspreads are back on the bed and everything. Love it. So
loads of people saying hi, but there's too many coming up to say.
Anybody who said hi yet?
Mary Lowe.
Hiya Mary.
Kezra?
Yeah, hiya Kezra.
Sam Rowland.
Hello Sam. Hello Sam. Hello darling. Still waiting.
Gerald Atkins.
Hello.
Lorraine McIntyre.
Hello. Oh, wow, lovely.
Nikki Knight.
Oh,
there's loads coming up.
Okay.
Hello from Benidorm, from Marcus.
Yeah, oh, hello from Benidorm. Also, I've got to say hello to the people that have watched me last week and they're tuning in again this week in, bloody hell, where's it called? Where do they have igloos? And it's freezing cold and...
The Antarctic?
No, yeah, it's up there somewhere. The place has gone out of my mind. It's
Who lives there?
the furthest state of America that they own. Alaska. I couldn't get it out. So there was people from Alaska watch last week. So if you're there again, hello, it's nice to see you there. And your messages were lovely.
Gaynor said hi.
Who did? Gaynor?
Yeah.
Hello, Gaynor.
Hello from Haywood.
Right. So we need to get on. Because I'm doing two things this week. And of course it's bonfire night, which is coming up very, very soon. So we're going to make traditional Yorkshire Parkin. There is an argument that it's Lancashire Parkin. It's not. It's Yorkshire Parkin. I'd love to say it was Lancashire because I'm from Lancashire, but it's not. And because that's a quick and goes in the oven, you're not going to see the final result. I'm also going to make something else as a bonfire night treat. So we're going to make soft, chewy chocolate chip cookies. Now, before I get loads of arguments for people saying, no, they're not the biscuits, they're two totally different things. A British biscuit is hard and crisp and snap. This is a chewy cookie, never ever will go hard. Okay, so because of all the noise we had last week with the mixer, I've put the mixer in the pantry where I usually work with it, and then I can keep coming in here and shutting the door while we've got things whipping. So come through to the pantry with me while I wait things out. We're gonna do the cookies first. So hopefully once I get the cake in the oven, some of the cookies will be ready to come out. You can see those because the cake, I'll explain about the cake afterwards anyway. So in your mixer, you're going to start with, I forgot to bring a spatula, so you're going to have to go back that way. I forget everything, you see. My head wasn't screwed on, I'd completely forget. Spatula's on that one. So you're going to put into the mixer, to start with, a cup. This is where you've had to invest in your cup measures, because this is all in cups. So it's 1 cup of butter, not margarine. 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and when you put it in the cups and you measure it out, pack it so it's tight. Yeah. Then it's 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. Okay, that's what's gone in first. That's now going to go on. David's going to back up so it's not loud. And we need. How clever was I to be able to do that and shut the door? Need to put it on for about 3 minutes and you whisk it until it becomes combined and slightly light. You don't want it to go light and fluffy, you just want it together, and you'll see the consistency, and I'll show you when we go back in.
Mark Goldthorpe said loving the Sunday show, he can't wait for the Christmas special.
Oh right, well we're going to do a few Christmas ones, Mark. We're going to do some that are going to go directly to YouTube and won't be on Facebook. That'll be most of the Christmas decorations and hacks on how to make things look a certain way for Christmas. So that reminds me, if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, find the link on my page, go to it, click the link, open my YouTube channel, Terri Fox TV, and then click subscribe. Every time a new video that's not on here is available. It will send you an email and it will tell me that we're there with a new one. Okay?
Paul's loving the tabard, he said, or is it an overall?
It's not a tabard and it's not an overall, it's a pinning. I would love a tabard. I have tried to lay hands on a tabard now for about 2 or 3 years and I cannot find one. I can only find like really vile nylon-y ones that they're wearing as cleaners or something. I'd like a nice, if anybody finds a nice cotton tabard, drops over a nice bag, I'd love it. Absolutely love it.
Conchita said she hasn't got a mixer.
Conchita says she's not got a mixer. Have you not even got a hand mixer, Conchita? If not, you're going to have to do this by hand.
Conchita, you're good with your hands, if I remember right,
and
anyway.
You have to beat it, and if you've not got a mixer, it's hard. Right.
Is that done? Can I come in?
Yes, you can come back now for the noise value. That is what you're looking for it to look like. Okay? So it's quite loose. There's no body to it. It's just your 2 sugars and your butter. Into that now, you're going to crack 1 egg. This is a large egg before I start getting questions because my eggs are from the farm and they're all large. So if it looks a particularly small egg, you only want that to be just combined, okay? You don't want to beat it. Make sure you scrape your bowl down halfway through.
Tom Bradshaw said he didn't upload the ginger cookie recipe.
I didn't what?
Upload the ginger
I've not uploaded
cookie.
it. Oh well, I'm sorry, Tom. Send me a reminder and I will do. Okay, in here now you've got 2.5 cups of plain flour. Yeah?
Hi Lisa.
Then you have half a teaspoon of salt, yeah, half a teaspoon of baking soda, bicarb. Baking soda in the UK is bicarb. So it's 1 teaspoon of bicarb, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, not drinking chocolate. Must be cocoa powder, okay? And you're going to put this on. Only on slow. If you're using a handheld, just get it on like medium speed. All you want to do is bring all the ingredients together and it will make quite a heavy soft dough in the middle.
Gaynor says hi.
Who?
Gaynor Taylor.
Oh, hello Gaynor. Hello my darling. Right, David will come over and show you now what... This is what you want it to sort of look like. Give your bowl a good scrape down, always, yeah? David's eating the chocolate already.
Nice.
Good job, I did extra. Right, now we could go back through to the kitchen. How close do you want to film me?
Give me a chat, I'm walking backwards.
Right, this is the little hack that I'm going to teach you. Once you've got that to that consistency...
Hi, Katrina.
Don't buy expensive chocolate chips. It infuriates the life out of me that chocolate chips for cookies and things in the UK come in tiny packets or tubs. You know, buy bags like this in the States for the same price as we're paying. It's a joke. This is just cheap, ordinary, everyday supermarket brand chocolate. This is from one of the cut price stores. As you can see, I always keep it in abundance because I use it for everything. If anything I use chocolate, it's this. I think it's 16p a bar. Okay, this is a mixture of milk and dark chocolate that's just been chopped up roughly. Doesn't have to be perfect. And that is 2 cups of it.
Yes, it is, Steve, isn't it?
Which is, Steve, what?
Steve said it's a very nice pearl necklace.
It is. I was wondering how long somebody would say for the pearl necklace. I knew there was going to be a pearl necklace. Cracked.
Conchita likes it as well.
The minute I got ready this morning, I thought that would be it. So you've got your 2 cups of chocolate chips, chopped chocolate, in there with a wooden spoon. Mix them in till they're all combined all the way through. Now, the 2 cups of chocolate is actually, it was exactly 3 bars of that cheap chocolate.
No, we don't, Paul.
Somebody's saying something filthy because I can tell by the way you're giggling.
Paul wants to know, do I film you in all the rooms of the house? And that's what I
Yes,
said.
all the rooms.
No, I don't.
At all different times of the day and night. Right, you're going to need an ice cream scoop. These come in sets, the ones I buy. These were from, God knows, somewhere very, very cheap. The big one's too big. The small one, obviously, is too small. You need the medium-sized ice cream scoop. If you've not got an ice cream scoop, 2 tablespoons, okay? All you do with this, don't overfill. These trays, by the way, I forgot to say, the baking sheets have been lined with baking parchment, not greaseproof paper. Okay, it's just baking parchment. On a tray of that size, 5 is more than enough because this spreads. Okay, and it doesn't matter if they join together and they're not perfect circles. This is home baking. It's not.
Can I suggest something? Can I ask then?
Yeah.
You said you need you use the medium scoop because they spread. Why don't you use the small one? You'll get more around.
The small one doesn't come out as nice. It's too little. You don't get the chewiness and it dries the cookie. Okay, that scoop is approximately 2 tablespoons. That's that. Yeah. And this mixture, you will get a hell of a lot. Now these, I will guarantee you, are going to spread and they will touch each other. So just sort of try and get them as far apart from each other as possible. See, that one's going to hit there. They're going to go in the oven at 175 for about 10 to 15 minutes. And make sure you have got ready a cooling rack and a fish slice. Okay? Now while they're all in that, the rest of your mixture, by the way, you can either bake it all off now and you know, have an abundance. I don't. I'll get some saran wrap, lay it on the counter, tip it onto it, make a log and freeze it. That mixture freezes amazingly. And then you can use it from frozen. You can slice through the log frozen because it doesn't go brittle. You can slice through that, put the discs onto a baking sheet, bake them exactly the same at 175 and you're away. Okay? So that stores, which I'm glad we've got, because we've got grandkids here this week. So
Conchita, you must be off work then, being you've had a gin.
We're now going to make traditional Yorkshire Parkin. Okay? And this is what you're going to need. In a big bowl, a mixing bowl size, not a little bowl, I've weighed out in here 8 ounces of golden syrup and 2 ounces of molasses or dark black treacle, okay, that comes in the can. If you can't get molasses, just use black treacle. It's 8 ounces of golden syrup, 2 ounces of molasses.
You're not the first Liam to have said that.
Right, Liam what?
That's a nice pearl necklace.
It is, yeah. But you're too late, Liam. Is that our Liam?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're too late. Then into the same bowl, and the trick, by the way, to weighing this is to take the top off your scales, put the bowl on and rebalance your scales so it takes the dish, because otherwise you're in a right mess with it. So you've got your 8 ounces of golden syrup, 2 ounces of molasses. Into that you're going to put 4 ounces of brown sugar and you're going to put 4 ounces of butter. Okay? Then we're going to go through. This has to be melted together. So if you want to do it in a pan, fine by you. I don't want to do it in a pan because it makes too much mess and it's all over the shop and it drives me insane. So stick it in the microwave. You need to melt it together, but do not boil it. If you boil it, you're going to have to wait for it to cool a lot, okay? So just keep an eye on it and it just needs to melt through.
Paul said he's going to start freezing his logs now. That's a good tip.
It is a good tip. I always freeze a chocolate log at winter. I think it's, you never know when you might want one. Okay, don't leave this in the microwave for a really long time, just because it doesn't take long. So you're going to have this gooey mess. And then back in. But you need it to physically melt. You want the sugar to actually melt. You want the butter to completely melt through, and the syrup to be like liquid. At the moment, it's still quite gloopy. But as I said, don't let it boil. That's why it's easier if you do it in a big bowl in the microwave. Also, it's less cleaning up because you're going to use that bowl to mix it in. If you use a pan, you'd have to start washing the pan as well and fill the dishwasher or whatever you do. And I can't be bothered. The easiest way, the whole point of these is, you know, it's not the way you would be taught in a college or a school. This is the way I do it, and it's to teach you how to run the house the way I do and cook, which is anything for the easiest.
Tom Bradshaw said he's no idea what Parkin is.
Parkin, it's a sticky ginger oatmeal cake that's traditionally eaten at bonfire night. It's the only time it's really available in shops and stores. This is what you're looking for, and I'll carry on telling you. Can you see this? So you've got
like black coffee.
Is melted in. Yeah, it does look a little bit like thick black coffee. It's a traditional cake that's eaten at bonfire night. So you should make it, and we're having a bonfire party in the garden and a bonfire and fireworks. We have hot dogs and things like that, and this is what I will serve as dessert that night. Right, now then, in a jug I've got here 2.5 tablespoons of milk. Whip an egg into it. No need to keep using lots and lots of different utensils. And this is the reason why you don't want this too hot, because if that syrup mixture was hot...
That's scrambled egg.
The egg would scramble. Oh, good boy, you're learning.
Well, I'm a chef.
Yeah, right. Into that now. Oh, sorry, I never put that.
Conchita said, "You need to open a shop or a tea shop. You're wasted there. Go on this morning's breakfast. I'll email them."
Yeah, get them emailed.
You're far more interesting.
Yeah, get them emailed. Tell them I should be on there. You want 8 ounces of oats, okay? Not those instant oats in the little packet things, which you shouldn't be eating anyway. But those, not those. These are just ordinary...
Is that porridge?
Rolled oats.
No, it's not porridge,
yes,
is
it?
It?
Porridge.
Porridge is more flaky and more powdery, is it?
No, you're thinking of instant stuff. This is...
So basically they porridge oats.
These are porridge oats. The medium rolled oats, which, you know, just medium rolled oats. Everybody knows what medium rolled oats are, for God's sake. Give that a mix together. Then into that now, 4 ounces of flour.
Roxy Tumble Dryer.
Yeah.
Hiya, love, just getting into drag watching this.
Oh, nice. 2 tablespoons of salt, a pinch of salt and 2 teaspoons of powdered ginger. Okay? That goes in now.
Katrina said no setting fire to your hair or anything else.
At bonfire night. You never know. You never know. I like to burn antiques and expensive shoes at bonfire night.
Is there a reason why you can't do that in the mixer?
There's no need.
Okay.
There's just no need to do it in a mixer because it's such a quick. You don't want to overwork this dough, because if you overwork this mixture, because it's a very sloppy mixture, and you don't want to overwork it, because if you do, it will become quite... it sets the gluten off and it becomes quite doughy. Leave things alone, David.
I'm just showing them what it looks like. So
you've got all that. This is a 9-inch loose bottom cake tin. It's lined with buttered baking parchment, circling the bottom and lined around the edge, and then re-buttered again, so the paper is buttered as well as the tin. Okay. Then.
Yeah. All right, June. I'll listen to you.
Here we go. What?
Shall I need to stop putting my 2p in?
Who does?
Hold on. June has said I need to stop putting my 2p in, or Miss Fox is going to fling something across the kitchen.
Probably Junie. Probably the dog. I threw the cat at him once when we had a cat.
Conchita, every Sunday at 3 p.m.
Right. So that's what you're looking for in your tin. Give your tin a little drop to take the air out. That is now going to go in the oven for an hour and a half. Just don't interrupt me yet, David, because if I get this wrong, they won't get it right. This is going to go in for an hour and a half at 140. Okay, it's on a low light, which is 140, and it goes in for an hour and a half. Don't touch it. Don't open the oven, okay, during your hour and a half. Must keep the oven sealed. When the cake is done after an hour, I have got one I'll show you that's already tinned. Take it out of the oven and leave it in the tin to go cold for the minimum of 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, put it onto a rack and allow it to go cold. Don't remove the paper. Okay, you must keep the paper intact. I'm just going to check those cookies are fine, and if you stay there, I shall get one I made oilier and show you. Now, this one was made.
David Hodge wants to know: can you put laxatives in it and feed it to people who don't like?
Yes, if you wish. Yes, if you wish.
Would they know?
I can't get the lid off the tin.
Would they know?
I need a spoon. Yeah, they'd know. Right, what you do is, the whole point of Parkin is, if you're going to bake this for bonfire night for next week, this one in here was baked a week ago, okay? And this is how you store it. It's wrapped in foil, and the paper that it was baked in is still intact with another piece over it. Don't be tempted to open it. This, I can feel it, is soft. The longer you keep it, that's all I was going to show you. That's back to what you do. Into an airtight tin and lid on. Okay? And that is it. You store that. That will keep, to be honest and truthful, that will keep for months. Absolutely months. But you need to, if you're going to use it for bonfire night, you need to sort of make it today or tomorrow at the latest, because you need minimum 4 to 5 days for it to mature and go sticky, because when it first comes out of the oven, it's quite dry. It looks dry. The longer you have it in the tin, the moister it will become, okay? And it goes very, very sticky and tacky. So it's an hour and a half in the oven at 140. Okie dokie, kiddies. So you see, I do traditional British things as well. So we'll have a look at the cookies. Now these cookies are fabulous because at bonfire night as well, they're double chocolate because of the cocoa powder. And they're really, really yummy and gorgeous. And they do make a lovely ice cream sandwich dessert as well. No, they need a few more minutes. So is there any questions while I...
No, because I've been asking them while I've been going along, like you've asked me to.
Oh, right. There's nobody else asking anything?
No.
So to recap on your Parkin, make it as soon as you possibly can. Airtight tin. When it comes from the oven, leave it to cool in the tin. Then drop it out of the tin, but leave the lining of the tin around it. Let it go stone cold, wrap it up in some greaseproof paper or baking parchment, then foil and into a tin and leave it. Don't touch it. The other thing is, when you do get your Parkin out, if the middle has sunk, that's fine. It's one of those cakes that does do that. It will get a slight sink in the middle. So as you turn it out, you'll use the other side anyway. Do you know what I mean? And it's a cake that you don't serve as a whole cake. It should be cut up into little wedges and pieces so people can nibble it, stood around the bonfire while they're setting fire to the granny's old directoires or whatever it is you're burning. Okay? So is there anybody else there, yeah?
There's loads of people there watching.
Anybody want to ask me anything while we're waiting for the oven?
I can smell them cooking.
Oh, but of course you will. The cookies, you can usually smell them cooking. I can actually take my apron off now. That was a really quick go, wasn't it, this week? But we've got through 2 things. So, you know what I mean? This is my whole point, that baking and cooking shouldn't be a trial. There's no need to make it into this huge hoo-ha of I've not got the time and I've not got the effort. You know what I mean? I'm rambling on. If I was doing this on my own in the house, I could have had those 2 things done now, this lot cleared in the dishwasher away and the dinner on. And I've still had time this morning to get dressed, get ready, clean the house. I've done a whole roast dinner, the meat's cooling in the other room, everything. So, you know, you can do it.
Rob said you should bring out a Miss Terri cookbook.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Yeah, that's one thing we think we should do.
Mini Diamond said, yeah. Do you make your own ice cream?
No, I don't, Min. I've never made ice cream. I'm contemplating buying an ice cream.
No, I don't, Joanne.
What did you say?
Go on, doesn't matter.
I was contemplating buying an ice cream maker, Min, because I have got, it's my guilty pleasure, but the point is I don't know when to stop eating it. So I decided I wasn't going to buy an ice cream maker because I thought, oh, you'll be making gallons of ice cream and start eating gallons and gallons and gallons of it, and that'll be huge. And then it never crossed my mind that if I bought an electric ice cream maker, I can make it with fully skimmed milk, artificial sweeteners, and it would actually have no calories in it. So I am contemplating one again. But these cookies, when you've said ice cream, when they're cold, if you get 2 of the cookies and a blob of ice cream and sandwich the 2 together, you make the most fabulous ice cream sandwiches. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Katrina said, are you doing anything nice for tonight?
In what sense, Katrina?
Probably food-wise, I would think.
Food. It's just roast pork dinner, darling. I've just done roast pork. It's just a roast on a Sunday. It's just easier. Do you know what I mean? A roast I can sling in the oven when I get up about 8:30 this morning. It's cooked off. I let it cool, and then everything else can be made later on. It's just so easy. I just find that easy. And I'm not a huge roast dinner person. It doesn't particularly appeal to me, but David adores it. You know, it's not Sunday if David doesn't have a roast. Exactly. So, we're going to check the oven. And
yes, Minnie, I think you could be right there.
what?
Minnie said, that's your Christmas present then, lol.
What, an ice cream maker?
Probably an ice cream maker, she means,
Oh,
yeah.
I love things like ice cream. Now these, you're going to just look right. They are just right, okay? Don't be tempted to put your finger in it because they're soft. You need to get them out and let them cool on the heat trays, on the baking sheet. Don't attempt to get them off there yet onto that because they'll just fall to pieces. They need to set up a little bit. If you prefer them to be slightly more gooey, take them out a bit sooner. If you want them a little bit more cooked, leave them in. But if they start to go too brown around the edge, you really have overdone it, and then you get a sort of taste of burny chocolate, and it's not particularly that nice, you know.
Hi, Peggy.
Is that
Peggy from Spain, yeah.
Hello, Peg. Hello, my darling. How are you? So, that's it.
Rob said, where's the maid today? Have you given her the day off?
Well, my Rosa passed away a few years ago now, so it's you know, I have to have dailies. They're not that good. So, those are going to cool on the tray. We're going to get some coffee. If you've got questions, think of them. I'm not just going to sit there staring into space. I want to actually just see before we go through if I can actually get one off to show the people how.
Well, it might break up like you said because they're still hot.
The back ones, they cool pretty quickly. That's why I always put them on the edge of the sink, by the way, because it's cold. It's metal and it's cold. And if you've got one of those fabulous pot sinks, even better. You know, if you can stand them on something cold, you're away to the fairies. And there you go. That's it. They will lift because they've been out of the oven a few minutes. Onto your cooling rack.
If you was to leave them too long on the tray, would they stick to the tray?
They'll stick slightly. They'll become a little bit more stuck, but they shouldn't do with the baking parchment. Usually helps you with that. But as I said, you see the scoop, and it's just come out like a normal size. They're not huge. They're not too small. If you did smaller than that, they wouldn't get the chew to the middle.
They'd look poverty.
They've got to be chew. Oh, and I can't stand poverty-stricken things. You know I can't. Everything in abundance. There you go. Chocolate chip cookies. And the double chocolate chip. If you want to sort of have it the whiter chocolate chip cookie, use exactly, because these are Toll House cookies, use the same recipe but just don't put the cocoa in, and then you'll get a whiter cookie with the lumps of chocolate more visible. Just we like the double chocolate ones. Okay?
Jo, who I used to work with,
Yeah.
she said they look yummy. She said she makes some same ingredients, but she puts Smarties in hers for the kids. Well, Jo,
Yeah.
you better send some in with Lydia then, because I've not tried them.
I've done that. I do that at Christmas time. At Christmas time I make them, and I use green and red M&Ms, so that the Christmas colours. But I tend to find that the Smarties pop, and you get like this float that you don't see the actual definition of the colours. So the thing I've discovered, if you want to do that, is bake those without the chocolate chips in, and then while they're still hot like that, get the beans, the Smarties or the M&Ms, and press them into it, and you get the perfect. And it, of course, as the cookie cools, it contracts around them and they don't fall out, and you've got perfect red and green, especially at Christmas. We'll do those as we will be doing Christmas cookies in December. So I'll do the red and green ones, which are lovely, because as you can see, it's so easy to do. There's no need to buy them in the stores, and they're not nice, they're hideous, and they're ridiculously overpriced. So, anything else?
No, not at the moment.
We'll just remind you again, if you're not on the YouTube channel, go to my main page. The link will also be shown after this. And click the link to my YouTube channel. Once you're on the YouTube channel, click subscribe, and then any of the videos that are not available through Facebook, and they are coming up, there's new ones going to be coming up very shortly, you will be able to see those, and a notification will be sent to your email account telling you that there's a new video if you're subscribed. Also, please go to my Facebook page if you're in Manchester or the northwest of England. I'm doing a very, very special show at Bury Football Club in November. It's the 23rd of November, and it's at Bury Football Club. It's an audience with me. You get to ask questions as well as the whole show, and the whole of the proceeds of the show go to Bury Hospice, and they need this money. So I need you to buy the tickets. The phone numbers are on the poster on my page. There's a fabulous celebrity auction. There's football memorabilia, stuff that's been donated from the football club. All sorts. It's amazing. Meals for people, everything. And this is part of my gift to Bury Hospice. So please, if you're around, book some tickets, because they're not cheap. It's one of those events where they don't really want you to just turn up at the door. They want you to pre-book if you could, because it's table seated. So I think I've got all the adverts out of the way.
Minnie said when you come into London to do a show.
As soon as I'm asked, Min. I've not been asked. So as soon as I'm asked somewhere, I will come. There was rumours that the Duncan wanted me, but I don't know. So if I'm asked, I will come. You know, have droves just travel me. December, we've got lots of things to announce in December, but I'm not sort of telling you all that now. About different shows and God knows what else. We'll sort of go through that nearer the time. And thanks for sending all your pictures of everything you've cooked, where you've copied. And I'm just thrilled that the ones that have followed the recipe exactly, it looks identical to mine. And I'm really, really thrilled about that. And I just hope I'm sort of giving you this insight to do all these lovely things, because there's nothing nicer than having your home perfect all the time, and lovely fresh baked food and homemade stuff. Anything that's in a packet is icky. It's just, you know, it's foul. So there's just no point whatsoever. There was something else I was going to tell you and I can't remember what it was. So don't forget, when you get your Parkin out of the oven, do not prod, don't press, let it cool in the tin for at least 30 minutes until you're able to push the bottom out of the tin, or if it's not a push bottom tin, you can hold the tin and tip it out, and keep the lining paper that we've lined the can at the tin with on the cake, and then let it go cold, wrap it up nice and tight into a tin, and then by bonfire night, 5th of November, how far's that now, David? Is it just over a week, isn't it?
About a week.
Yeah, it's just over a week. It should be absolutely perfect by then. Okay, so the latest really you should be doing this is sort of Wednesday of this week. Anything shorter than that, it's not. It's very, very dry. It has to be in the tin to make it go tacky and sticky and gooey and gorgeous and yummy, yummy.
Sam said the cookies look fab, and I can't wait to try them.
Sienna wants the cookies anytime you want, Sienna. That's my niece, by the way, because it's underneath it. Anything else? Have you got any more questions?
Not as yet.
No? So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel on my page. Please, if you're able to come to the show in Bury, please do, because it is for a huge good cause and it affects everybody at some point in their life. So please, yeah, look towards that. And if it's the end of that, I think what we'll do is, because they should be cool enough now for me to hold, I want to take you back to the kitchen before we sign off and just snap one of the cookies so I can actually show you what the inside should look like. Because I was adamant that this week I wasn't going to cook like 3 lots of cookies till I had that much of it. I didn't know what to do. So take one. That it should look like that. Yeah, and it's gooey inside and soft and and divine. I've got to say, just beautiful. It should have a crisp outside and a very gooey centre. The colder they get, the gooier the middle goes, because obviously it becomes more chewy. At the moment it's very soft because it's warm, and this is why I do. Because I could now honestly eat that whole tray quite easily. So, for this week, we're signing off. I'm going to go that way, so I'll say tra. We're signing off, and we'll see you next week with something completely different. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye!